self-help books are popular? Self-help books are popular because it is printed in excess, meaning it is printed more than what is demanded. That is, it has a wide distribution. If you were to walk across the street markets in India, or if you are going into a second-hand bookstore, you will see a lot of books. And within those books, means if you take all the books, out of 100 books, 30 books will be self-help books. That is, if an individual were to buy a book from this second-hand bookstore or from the street markets in India, there's 30% chance that he will buy a second-hand self-help book, right? There's 30% chance. Suppose 100 individuals, means 100 people are to buy a self-help book from the street market in India. Now, let's take it further. Suppose 100 people were to buy a book from street markets or from the second-hand bookstore. Out of 100, 30 individuals or 30 people will buy self-help books each. That means each individual will have a self-help book. They will buy it. And within that 30, let's say 5 people will actually read the book. And within that 5, 2 or 1 individual will share the information about the book. Whether the book is insightful or exceptional or not. Right? If he shares the information, the other individual who hears about it, if he thinks this content within the book is insightful or exceptional or not, he will share it to other person. Maybe he would read the book, there's chance, but there's also chance that he will share it to another individual. And he might read the book, and some might outrightly reject it, right? But sooner or later, because of his distribution, there will be lots of individuals, whether it's a small margin, means the people who share the news, it will be a small margin, it doesn't matter. Because the number of books are huge, means distribution is huge, hence even if it's a minuscule number, due to word of mouth, everyone will start knowing about the particular book or books, meaning the self-help books. And sooner or later, most people will understand about these books, means self-help books, or they will get to know about the book, that there exists a book like this, right? So, an individual who rejected outrightly will soon there will be some individuals who will not accept it. They are independent thinkers, but there will be people who rejected it and accepted it because of herd mentality. So what I am essentially saying is that means there was a market strategy in the print era, meaning the books of Napoleon Hill and Dale Carnegie, they were printed in excess across street markets. So someone comes to these street markets, they would gladly buy it because it's cheap, right? And it's everywhere. Probability high that they are going to buy it. Think of it like this. Look at the Bible. Bible is printed in excess. Means when it comes to circulation of the Bible and those who have read the Bible, you have to understand when you compare it, circulation versus those who have read the Bible, within that circulation, it will be couple of percentage. I don't think everyone will read the Bible. I haven't seen most of my friends read the Bible. They just blindly believe whatever the priest says, right? That interpretation of what priest says. And actually we don't know what's in the Bible. Not me, I'm saying most of my friends, right? They don't know. And you have to interpret it in a certain way, right? Nobody actually knows what's happening within the Bible. It's according to how you perceive, how you want to interpret. That's all. There's no right or wrong interpretation. You will interpret it in whatever way that is beneficial for you or not. Or you will blindly believe in someone's narrative of the interpretation of Bible. Anyway, it will be a minuscule or a couple of percentage. Same goes for self-help books, right? But you have to understand everyone knows about the Bible. Not everyone, but majority, maybe a huge number of people knows about the Bible, right? Like Quran. Same goes for self-help books. It has distribution. The second reason, as I said before, the cost. It's affordable. It's cheap, right? The cost factor is important because when you walk across the street markets or when you go into a second-hand bookstore, you will look at the book's cost, right? If you are in India, you will be value-centric. That means you will only select the books that are manageable for your pockets. So you will select the book and you will go on your way. I don't know if you read or not. You might put in the shelf, bookshelf, so other people can see it. And they might see it and they might get interested in the book and they will buy it and read. We can't be sure about that too. But there's a possibility, I don't know. But let's suppose the books are costly, they won't buy it even if there's lots of it. Chances are they're going to buy is high, but you wouldn't get a mass audience, right? Because of the cost factor. So cost is important. And the next factor is that the ease of read. Meaning when you get your hands on to a self-help book, it should be really easy to read it. The distribution of new words will be less. It should be less, I think. Because if there are too many words that you can't get a hold of, meaning you don't understand the word meaning, you will check the internet, right? If you keep on checking the internet, you will lose interest in the book because of the words or the jargons. And that's why you need to write the book in a way that's easy to digest, meaning you have to use the words that's already there that the user knows, right? So that's very important. Ease of read is very important, and you should consume less energy, meaning least energy should be consumed by the brain, right? Unlike science books where you have to ask the teacher or professional whether this matter or topic that you are understanding or comprehending is right or not, or is it in a proper manner or not. You don't have to do that in self-help book. In the case of self-help book, it should be very easy to read, and you should go through all the pages and finish the book so the author can sell you the next book. It's like the Terminator movie. When you watch the Terminator movie, you see Arnold Schwarzenegger playing a role and you love it, meaning you will see the entire movie and the sequels too until they reach a point where they can't generate the revenue and the profit margin needed. Means they will juice it out until a point where they can't make enough revenue to sustain the project. You understand? So if it's a Terminator movie, Terminator 1 was successful, Terminator 2 was successful, and they will cast Arnold Schwarzenegger again till the point where it can't generate enough revenue or profits to sustain the project. That means they got enough of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Same goes for self-help books. Let's take an example. Noah Harari has written an elegant book called Sapiens, where he wrote down the book in a very neat format, very easy to digest format, and everyone can read through it. Same goes for its sequels, right? So it can attract mass audience, but it's a popular science book, I think. It's not a popular science book, it's a history book, we could say. So people can easily digest it, people can go through the book without any effort. That's the main point. Ease of reading is must if you want to juice out the revenue and profits from that particular project you are undertaking. Means you want to maximize your profits, right, and revenue till the point it doesn't make any. So it's over. That means there's nothing more you can get out of it. That's what people are doing, and it's been done in the past too. It's not a new concept. So these three are very important points, and if you have any other points so that I could learn from you guys too, kindly put in the comment section. Thank you. Have a nice day. Before that, I have to make this clear. This is for the print era, not the digital era. Digital era, it's entirely different. But books like Napoleon Hill's and Dale Carnegie's leverage the technologies in the print era. That means they have produced in excess their books so that everyone could see it everywhere. Meaning when they walk through the streets, they could see the books. And unconsciously, it became part of their life. And they start telling about the effects that this book gives once you read it. So the print era is different from the digital era. In the digital era, if you look at social media like YouTube, you can see that you need a huge subscriber base and you need highly engaging subscriber base. Means the audience have to be very engaging with your content and they have to interact with your content, right? When they endorse a book, if you have a highly engaging user base, then they will certainly click on the link and look up the book. They wouldn't buy, but certain number of people within that users who engage on your content will buy the book. It's called the conversion rate. So I think if you get 5% conversion rate, you are a huge success, right? If you are well below that, 2 or 3 is good. So if you are selling a book, you need a good conversion rate, right? Or exceptional conversion rate. And not everyone has that. Some of them do, and they have an engaging user base, right? Very engaging user base. So what I'm saying is that these people in the digital era develops a engaging user base, very huge user base, and it takes time, but you have to understand, even there you can rig the system through distribution of content. You can rig the system if it's access to the point where the probability increases within your niche for someone to see your content. So I think if you were to put lots of videos, I think there's a chance that people will see it. You have to understand quality is subjective. It's the value of an individual given to a content or anything. It's a subjective value, that's all. So quality is very subjective. So what really matters is quantity, I think, that you can analyze. So if you take quantity, if you keep on putting content, I think at a certain point people realize there exists a channel that generates this type of content and people will watch it. Those who will watch it, those who don't will not. It doesn't matter. Your presence should be there, because when someone searches in YouTube or Google, like if you are putting out content constantly, and the probability of someone picking up your content will be high, right? So I think the presence is important, and the YouTube algorithm will also push you when you're consistently putting out content, because they know you are being present every time, means throughout the year and years, and the probability of your content being seen by someone is high too, because you are constantly putting out content. Yeah, and there are other factors, right? You could fake your identity, and then there is social proof and social authority that we all do, meaning in the digital era and the print era, basically. There's no difference there. Meaning, if someone who has a huge influence, you can leverage your influence to support your book or endorse your book. So what I'm saying is that you can do that. It doesn't matter. What matters is your presence. I'm talking about none of these factors like social proofing, social authority. I'm not including that. I'm talking only about the basics. But these psychological factors will help you too. But anyways, if I am missing out on something, I could learn from you guys too. So put in the comment section. Thank you. Have a nice day.